I'm Chad Lawson. I'm a concert pianist and composer, and the biggest sweet tooth on the East Coast. I did not grow up in a musical family at all. But when I was 5, there used to be a television show called Sha Na Na. And so as a family, we would sit around every week and watch this show. And I'll never forget, there was I didn't know what a piano was. I'd never seen a piano. And there was a guy, and he was just having the time of his life. And I was just mesmerized. And I was like, that's what I want to do. And so my parents rented a piano. And I was 5, and I'm 46, and I haven't stopped. I took the very traditional route of learning classical music. And there was a conservatory up in Baltimore that I really had my heart set on, my whole life geared toward. I had posters of the conservatory all throughout my room growing up, and that's all I had literally every egg in one basket. I was so focused, and so I would just spend, I'd come home from school and I would just practice until it was time to go to bed. When I was about a junior in high school, I got asked by a local corporate wedding band if I wanted to make some extra cash playing keyboards in their wedding band. And I said, sure, yeah, it sounds great. It sounds awesome, And it was music I'd never listened to. It was Stevie Wonder and The Police and CCR and all of this different style of music that I had just completely neglected because I was so focused on classical music and going to this conservatory. And I was just mesmerized by it. And so it was really just this whole treasure box. And that's really where the interest of I think I want to be a studio musician. And so while I was still focused on the classical route and going to the conservatory, this was really something in the back of my mind that was brewing. And so I'm auditioning at this conservatory in Baltimore, and it's strictly classical, very hardcore. And so I played the pieces, and then there's an interview. And the lady goes, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years? And I said, I'm going to be a studio musician. And she closed the folder and she goes, you're in the wrong place. Next. And that was it. And I was like, what did I just do? My entire life I prepared for this. And all of a sudden, in one sentence, it all just went gone. My dad was a really big influence, not only emotionally, but also just artistically. My father was a furniture designer, and so he was always home. He told me when I was really young, he's you have to learn how to make money while you sleep. It's there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so many piano lessons that you can teach or jobs that you can do. And so that kept coming back to me when I was okay, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do? Okay, let me try to get my music into film and television. I had no clue where to even start, no idea where to begin. And so I made a commitment to myself that I was going to get up every single day at 4:45. I built an email template, and then I had a 3-song playlist. I had a quota of every day of how many I was going to send out, and I wouldn't stop until that quota was fulfilled. A month goes by, no emails back. 2 months, 3 months, nothing. 6 months, I finally get an email back from someone that says, hey, I think I can place one of your songs into an MTV episode. I'm like, this is amazing, this is it. After 6 months, this is all finally happening. And he was like, yeah, he's just the show's called Teen Mom 2. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what it is, but that's great, I'll take it. And then I went back to every person that either didn't reply or said no, and in the subject of the email, it said MTV featured artist. And then out of that came a placement in The Walking Dead. And so then I went back and I emailed everybody else, featured artist on The Walking Dead. It's almost like the Willy Wonka golden ticket, right? It's when you get that little ticket, wave it in front of everyone. I don't care how insignificant you think that golden ticket is, But when you're waving that and you're just shouting at the top of your lungs of like, look at this, look at this, look at this, someone's going to notice at some point. You know, it's really interesting because like I've been in so many different pockets of what a musician's life is, right? Like playing in front of 2 people to playing in front of, 30,000 people. And the interesting thing is, what has really affected me the most is the one-on-one contact that I get from people that I've never met. To where there were a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday morning, I'll never forget this. This email I opened up, and this lady wrote, and she goes, I'm listening to such and such song. And she said, the tempo matches the pacing of my husband's breath as I sit here watching him take his last one. And you're just like, wow, that's when you say, it's not about me. It's not about Chad Lawson. It's not about like what I'm trying to do or trying to accomplish or trying to record or be, It's about touching people's lives. And that's really why I sit here. When you meet someone for the very first time, be it a neighbor or be it someone you've never met before or just next to you at a coffee shop or whatever, we always have that propensity to want to respond, to already have something in mind that we're going to say next, as soon as they finish saying that next sentence. But I think for me personally, what I've learned in trying to understand people from where they're coming from and realize where maybe they are in life, it's just to listen. And there will be so many times where we're like, it's a story that they're telling you and you've had a similar experience, or there's something that you can bring to that conversation. But having the wherewithal to be like, there's so many people that just want to like share and just be heard. But for the most part, I think relating to people is simply just listening to people, really. And as much as you want to sow into that conversation of your own experiences, to just wait to the second conversation, Yeah. Just listen to people.